Now, the arrest of Dominique and the IMF official in New York for the alleged sexual misconducts and so forth, I thought, it was sort of, in my view, not the right thing to do. I think that when people have achieved the way he has, what they're doing is like putting him on death row. I mean, you don't have to go to that extreme to let him get a message. Take some of his millions and tell him that, thank you for your service, but go home. And that would cause him to die, you know. But all this trial and court is just an embarrassment. And I'm not seeing how it could come back and help him out in the future, but I thought that perhaps they could have done it a little differently. No, I'll talk to New York soon, but in California you have, and even in Colorado, you have Sheen and you have Lohan, and they treat them such kid gloves and going around and so forth. They can't put them in jail because the show and even Hilton Paris and so on. And I'm not thinking because they're French, he's foreigner. I'm just saying that for whatever reason they're doing it. And then up in Colorado, you had Kobe, with a little thing up there with that girl and so on, and everything was settled nice and everything. He continued to play and so forth. And even New York now, New York looking very hypocritical in that here we have their governor. Um, he was caught in a sting there with paying $6,000 from sex with this prostitution thing, and they asked him to go. Blind boy took over and so on. And this is not the first time he has done that. They're saying that this man, he has a track record of doing this kind of thing because he had sex with a staffer once and there was an investigation or whatever. But Spitzer had been doing this thing often because his bodyguards would say that he's trying to slip away to go and go upstairs, and we supposed to be protecting him, sort of seeing him, but he just figured he's slipping away. So he's been doing this a lot. But I don't necessarily think it's because he's an American or anything like that. But I'm just saying that they did not prosecute him. So to choose to prosecute him, I find it kind of strange. Now, on the other hand, I don't think necessarily that French, whether he's socialist or whatever, there makes a difference in the relationship. Communism is dead, and I don't see we can go to war because a socialist is up in the presidency in France. I see Sarkozy went to war, in Great African talking bad. He was electioneering more or less, and and so on. This kind of supposed to be the challenger from the socialists. So now he's done. So perhaps Sarkozy's going to get a quick run to the presidency. Except, the war don't work right for him, or in spite of that, something else happens, and people say, no, we can go socialist anyway. Maybe this could be a sympathy factor for him, and not him, Dominique, but maybe another socialist comes on and wins. But I still believe that even the guy that took over from Spitzer, he also had sex with some staffer. All right, so I mean, it's about like, well, look, man. Look, I don't care how big and powerful you are. There are three things God says keeps you powerful and makes you strong: to do justly, love mercy, and walk in humility. And justice would mean that just so you didn't charge Spitzer and Kobe and how we playing games with them folks up in California, they could have given him a cut. And what I think could have happened is this: talk to the man and say, look, bro, this is something serious. We don't know how it go down because there's a defense to anything, and then you can drag her through court and she might end up losing. You never know. Okay, you never know. Somebody else comes and say that she had something with them and all this stuff. And furthermore, I mean, if I were an attorney defending him, I would say something like, check into her sexual past, show that maybe the price wasn't right, or she come in and see him naked and say, man, you're well endowed, bro, and I could help you out with busting something down me and so on, and I know I need this and that. And he felt like, okay. And then, she they want to go through and give him what he needs, and then, she wants more things, and then he said, no, no, no. And she ran outside with his something, and he's running, thought she'd run with something for him, and he was running to get it back, and, that kind of way. And perhaps the jury might believe it, and then, it doesn't go down that bad. But, settle it very amicably, and perhaps cut her a check, $1 million, 150, 500,000, 2 million, a million and a half, whatever. And let's slide down and just go back to France and just keep it quiet. I mean, as I said, not that necessarily I'm a condone crime or anything, but all I'm saying is that as a big official as he is, smaller things could get the same desired effect as if you execute. So I think New York has erred, and there are a lot of problems around. I mean, what about taking kids away from the parents and putting them in foster care to make money? There's so much other stuff going on, all these drugs that come in the country. You know what I mean? I mean, there are a lot of other things people could be concentrating on than embarrassing a big man like this.